I think following God. That got rid of a lot of my mental health, like nonsense stuff. Beforehand, I was just like this, and like I didn't have a clear direction. Spent time like smoking weed a lot. Yeah, I didn't have any proper guidance, and I wasn't even sure what I wanted to do.
Andrew Tate inspired a lot of people to, want to have nice things, make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And let's talk a bit about that.
Sure.
What do you guys suggest? Yeah.
I think following God. I think that's the best thing, to follow your morals and principles. What I like about Muslim people is they don't believe in making money in any false way. They don't believe in scamming. They don't believe in doing any sneaky thing, weird interests, things that's not Islamic at all. So I think following, I think what's helped me a lot is praying every day. That got rid of a lot of my, like I had mental health, like nonsense stuff. Beforehand, I was just like this and like this is dumb. I didn't have a clear direction. And so there was a lot of wasted time. I would spend time like smoking weed a lot. I would spend time thinking, or
you didn't have an outlet.
Yeah, I didn't have any proper guidance, and I wasn't even sure what I wanted to do. So there was a lot of time that I was spending with a bunch of degenerate stuff that was not focused on my mission and my purpose.
Yeah.
And once I started having a clear direction and knowing what I'm supposed to do and doing the right thing, that's when everything started to make sense in the rest of my life.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I think a big reason why I was able to make something myself is, number one, I never focused on girls throughout my 20s, right? And then also, I've never done a drug in my life, never smoked weed, never did anything.
Nice.
Right? And then the other thing, too, is that...
You don't drink?
No, very rarely. I have drank in the past, haram, I know.
That's true. He barely...
If I do, it's very rare. So... I would say like the three things that really kept me away from doing anything stupid was I was an athlete. I played sports in college, right? I was a Division I athlete. I rode. And then I never did a drug in my life, never smoked weed, none of that stuff. And then I drank very rarely, even to this day now as an adult, like I drink very rarely, if ever. So if you get rid of like stupid distractions like that, you'd be amazed at how productive you'll be.
100%.
And then throughout my 20s, I didn't really chase girls like that. I dealt with girls here or there, but in my 20s, especially like from 23 to like 28, 29.
Just grinded.
Oh, yeah, I was on the southwest border chasing after cartel people.
Yeah.
With drugs and human trafficking and guns and all this other stuff. So I was really focused on like building my career and becoming a better agent. But I learned a lot of like life lessons from that job.
What'd you do for fun back then?
Nothing. Like I would go to the gym and train and maybe watch some documentaries here or there. I played Overwatch a decent amount. Like I played video games back then.
That was your vice.
That was my vice back then. But like now,
you don't game anymore, right?
No, I quit.
No time.
I quit. Yeah, I quit video gaming in like 2019 when I moved to Miami. But
now girls are your new video game.
I would say a little bit.
But I don't think. Do you think you need to have a vice?
I don't think you need to. I see.
You tend to.
I'm the type of person to see that when we talk about this stuff, I'm like, I would be so bored. Like if I had an arranged marriage, like I'm trying to like picture my life, like marrying my third cousin, and like the marriage is all aligned and it makes sense, and the families are going back and forth, and I'm like the amount of time I spend womanizing and just doing, partying. I drink, I'm like, I can't imagine. That's how I need to rewire my brain, because I'm just used to having that reward system and chasing dopamine to that level.
Yeah, hedonism.
Yeah, it's so much fun. It is, but it is short-term fun, and there's a lot of times where you finish and you're just like, okay.
It's the fun that makes you sadder after.
Yeah, I was talking to Myron, like we were walking back from the podcast one night. I'm like, what's the point of this? Like I was, like the girls and the short-term stuff. It's like, well, it feels good, but like the point of sex is to procreate. It's to have kids, and like we're doing this shit. Like there's no point. It's just sad. It's like gaming, literally. And gaming is just like you're constantly looking for the next level up, but it doesn't do anything. There's no actual point to it. So why waste time doing it?
What I've typically learned is things that give you upfront pleasure typically almost always
100%.
lead to back end pain.
100%,
but things that give you pain upfront,
they give you
typically
pleasure
give you back end pleasure, right?
That's
whether
true.
it's building a business, saving money, gratifying, going to the gym. Delayed gratification is a beautiful thing, which is why I think the gym is so important, especially in today's day and age where we live in an instant gratification world. The gym is one of the few things left where you have to exercise this ability to have delayed gratification. So, but yeah, man, I think a lot of guys need to take their 20s and grind. Like that's what I did, and that's why I was able to kind of build myself up to a point. Like now I'm just kind of starting to enjoy the fruits of my labor. Yeah. But yeah, man, throughout my 20s, I remember like sleeping on the mattress on the floor, right? And like waking up at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning.
That's what makes this part now enjoyable. If you had not done that, this would not be enjoyable.
You have to suffer as a man, dude. You really do. And it made me, I didn't become a millionaire until I was about 31.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that I made the money after the fact, after learning the basics, right? Of like what it is to be a man, what it is to go to the gym, living on your own, you know, talking to bad guys, you know, arresting people, etc. Like that job forced me to grow up very quickly, which I'm glad for, because now I've been able to take that skill set, bring it into YouTube, bring it into business, etc. So certain things like are just ingrained in me. Like, for example, why do you stand up for Andrew? Because that's just how I am. You know, why are you so loyal to your friends, the people that you work with? Like, you're never gonna catch me.
You live by a code.
Yeah, like you're not gonna see. This is why some YouTubers I just don't like. I won't even mention them, but like they'll do a video with you, they'll collab with you, and then they'll go ahead and make a hit piece on you a couple of weeks later, or a month later, or a couple months later, right? Well, maybe when you're down or whatever, because they want to get some AdSense, right? Because they want to get some AdSense. And to me, I've never understood that. If I collab with you and I get along with you, you're never going to catch me talking poorly about you. I'm going to shout you out, I'm going to speak highly of you, etc. But there's not that code in the entertainment thing, which was foreign to me. That's something that I actually had to acclimate to, like, coming to this side of the internet.
They betray each other over here?
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. But I'm glad that I learned these rudimentary basics, right? This character building from going to the gym, from working that job, from being in law enforcement, etc. Because the other thing too in law enforcement, if you get caught lying, right, you lose your job, you lose your credibility, and you can get in some serious trouble. So being honest was a thing that you had to do, especially when you're on the stand. So, 100%. And I've testified hundreds of times. So it's just something that was like built into my character. And then on top of that, doing drugs, being an athlete before, already having this active lifestyle, it all builds upon itself. And I think the foundation is going to the gym, because you learn that discipline, you learn that character building, you learn that delayed gratification, and then everything.
That's why I like what you're doing now with the whole Instagram stories thing.
Yeah, guys have to actually go out of their way now. The social media generation, like, we have to go out of your way. You can't just expect to have a good life as a man without forcing yourself to go to the gym and to be a better person, to have a network of people around you, to have good friends, and like actively look for these relationships. You're not just gonna go find them. Like, there's a lot of groups that you can go, like in the past, but now you have to go and actively seek them out, or else you're gonna get left behind. And it's getting harder with the attention economy.
Networking thing.
Yeah. I have my creativity kit, but of course there's other places you can go to find it.
You can talk about that though.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what I provide. Like, the creativity kit is a network for people who are red pilled, who want to go and make money online. But I've been posting all these gym stories every day to try to motivate other men to, like, it's not using Instagram to try to get validation, to try to like show off. It's just like, I could be watching right now, I could be sipping on Twitch, I could be doing some bullshit, but here I am doing the hard thing every single day, and I want to hold everybody accountable to that. That's why they post each other. That's why we make fun of each other. It's like it's motivating for me. You know, every single day it's like I have to be responsible for this post, because everybody's looking for me to do it. And everybody who posted it one day, like, if they don't do it the next day, then they're like they feel stupid.
They're not part of the group anymore.
They're not part of it.
Guys, to give you guys some context, if you go on Sneako's Instagram story right now, you'll see tens, if not hundreds, of people who are posting stories in the gym saying that they could be doing X, Vice, whatever they have.
But they could be watching Netflix. They could be off. They could be.
They write that.
Could be watching Auburn preach.
And they tag.
You had to do it.
and they tag Sneako in it, and then Sneako reposted. And if you go, it's very wholesome. You'll see like all these young males hitting the gym, working hard. And this is what I really, really like about you two, and Andrew as well, and Tristan, of course, that, you know, when I was growing up, this was the non-cool thing to do. And I think for you guys as well, when I was growing up in school, I was looking for people who kind of had this ideology, but this was always that, like, if you didn't vape, or if you didn't smoke, if you didn't smoke weed, you weren't cool, you know what I mean? And it's finally now having like people to come out and say, because it wasn't easy for you guys to first say like, oh, doing this is, I'm sure people thought, oh, cringe, oh, this,
That's exactly how I heard about Fresh and Fit. Because self-improvement and becoming a better person in the woke world is like, oh, like, you think you're like an alpha male? You think you're like trying to be better? What? That's stupid. Come sit down and get fat with me. When I first heard about Fresh and Fit, it was like everyone all day, hit piece. And I was sitting around in this woke world, kind of directionless, didn't believe in God, degenerate. And I'm like looking at you two, like, what do I do now? What I am tired of doing these cinematic videos. I get doing interviews all the time. Everyone's a bot. I don't know what to think. And I'm watching everybody like all actively, so many hit pieces. Like, these guys are stupid. I hate them.
Toxic alpha males
like,
is what they refer to.
You think you're alpha?
I've never referred to myself once as an alpha, but they call me a toxic alpha male, or I say I'm alpha, and I've never once called myself
alpha. They call me that too now. They probably probably call you that. Like, oh, you're like an alpha male? And then the whole philosophy behind that is they think it's cringe to try to be better. It's lame. You're supposed to be like, they're supposed to be canceling. Yeah. That is the woke virus. And I looked at that and I was trying to figure out, like, why do they hate you so much? And I watched the content and like, this is good. And I went on your show and like, they were cool. And then I went back and I'm like, okay, what do I do now? Like, do I make a hit piece video? Like, no, I'm not gonna go be a snake. Like, I'm just tired of living this way.
That provides a value.
And then that happened to me. The same people who are making all those hit pieces about them. Hey, guess what? I get canceled. And what do they do? You're like an alpha male, and I'm like, he was right. Yeah. I should have listened to him. Man.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about. Like these reaction channels, their job is to be impartial and be in the middle. But the problem is that they don't stand for anything. They don't really. If you look at like a lot of these reaction channels, like, have they helped you make more? I want all the viewers out there.
Think about it.
Like these guys that talk the most crap about us, did they help you make more money? Did they help you become more attractive to women? Did they help you figure out how to go to the gym or lose weight or get in shape or become more attractive? Did they teach you how to invest? Did they teach you how to become a better man in general? Teach you about masculinity, being positive, etc.? Or did they give you some stupid reaction video where they reacted to us saying that we're toxically alpha, blah blah blah?
And made some funny dumb jokes,
or use some bullshit like this is problematic. You know, anyone that says some dumb shit like this is problematic. You know what I mean? Like any of these dorks, like, did they actually help you in any way, or did they give you stupid commentary?
That's facts.
And waste some time. And the reality is, what you're gonna find is they typically didn't give you any value, and they just gave you some mindless entertainment. And that's what they do. They'll sell you out for AdSense. That's what it is. And they don't help you actually become a better man. So anything that's good, like self-improvement content, making you a better man, etc., it's immediately demonized as toxic alpha male, blah blah blah. And it's a lot of the time it's these soy boys that do it. It's the soy boy YouTubers that do it, that aren't in shape, don't have their shit together. Look at the guys that criticize us the most. You're going to notice there's a trend. They typically have some weird, long, shaggy hair.
They look trans.
They're fat.
They look trans.
They look like crap. This is problematic.
Well, that's what the attention economy has done. When you can monetize talking, you don't have to actually say something that improves. Like you could just be doing the same. Like Moist Critical, for example, has been making the same exact video on repeat since like 2014. Like same thing. Like this is every single day they get down. This is dumb. I don't like this. This is boring. This is dumb. This is stupid for 10 years straight, and then they don't change anything because that's the attention economy. As long as you're speaking, you're going to make money, so you're not incentivized to speak any truth or speak anything of value if you could just talk and make wet fart jokes. If you could do that, you'll monetize it forever because there's always going to be a demographic of 17-year-old losers who don't want to change your game all day who are going to watch it.
Yeah, facts.